Hello, Sarah here from Made with Love by Sarah. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to make this card here out of scraps, really. I was looking at some scraps videos because I've got lots of scraps. So I was just trying to make something with them, and I really liked this card. And it is quite easy. I've just got these as tent folds. You can put any sentiment you want on. So these are two that I've made. Now today I used these using two different papers, and today I'm going to try with three. I've never done it before, so let's see how it goes and let's get started. So I've got some pieces pre-cut here. This one is not scrap. This is from a 6x6 paper pad that I need to use up. Not got much of it left, so I just thought that would be nice underneath. I've got these 1-inch strips. I've got extras because I don't know how it's going to go. So I've got three from this piece of paper and 3 from this. I've cut my card blank here. So it's a piece of A4 paper, so it's 5 7/8. So I'm just going to score it down the middle at 5 7/8. Hopefully we'll end up with the kind of square. So let's just fold that in half, butt it up against your scoreboard, give it a burnish, and we'll make it work. We'll make it fit. So first of all, we need our 6x6 piece of paper and some 1/2-inch scraps. Now you can use any scraps, it doesn't matter. But I just thought I'd see what these two colours look like together. I'm going to be using some Collal all-purpose glue, and in this precision bottle I've got some tacky glue. So here goes. Let's put some on and see what happens. So I'm going to be using I need my grid. I'll use my grid craft mat, just to make life easier for myself. I'll move all my scraps on top. So I'm going to line my paper up with a line. I'm just going to, any line, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go for these big lines. So I'm starting at 6-inch and I'm just putting it in the middle of the lines. I'm going to use the dotty side because I don't think the green side, it might go. I'm going to use the dotty side. So I'm just going to pop some glue. I use this Collal glue. Just pop a line of glue down it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the 1/2 inch in. So using my grid lines on my mat. These are a bit sharp, but I'm going to cut them down, cut the main piece down. So I'm measuring it at the top with the line that's 1/2 inch in, and leave that there. So I'm going to alternate the pieces. Like I say, I've not done this before. Shall I use that side? Shall I use? I think I'm going to use both sides. Again, pop a line of glue down. I'm going to miss half an inch. I'm going to go to the next half an inch. Put that one on there. I'll go for another dotty piece. I'll turn them all over so I can see, pick which one I want. Like that one. There's a lot of pink on that one. So miss half an inch. Go to the next half an inch line and line that up straight. Now, I've only done them other two cards. I've not done any more. So I suppose if you wanted to, you could change the stripe size. They don't have to be even. There could be different sizes. Oh, put that one upside down because the heart's upside down. Although when I cut it up, it might be upside down anyway. But let's start off the right way and see what happens. And we just carry on like this till we get to the end. Half an inch, miss half an inch, and put that one in. And the last one, I'll use this one this side for the last one. And that goes up to the edge. And I'll save these pieces for another card and do the same again. So we need to just give that a little minute just to dry. And while that's happening, we'll just leave that to one side to dry just for a minute. We've got our card blank, and it measures 5 7/8. So I'm going to cut down this piece of paper to so that's 5 2/8. I'll cut this down to 5.5. No, just above. So what I'm doing is I've got the 5.5, 5 3/4. I'm cutting it in the middle of 5.5 and 5 3/4. I'm making it so it's square. Let's put that to one side. We are going to need that again. And let's just have a look and see how that looks on our card. And that looks fine. Got a nice border all the way around. So that's that bit ready. So let's have a look at this. Yes, that's dry enough. So now what we need to do is we need to pop it in this way. And I'm just going to trim that down to 5 3/4. No, I'm just going to take the very edge off, turn it around and trim that side down to 5 3/4. That's it. And then we need to go down half an inch and cut half an inch, cut half an inch, and just keep going till you get to the end. Half an inch, cut, Also, what I didn't get ready is my piece of backing paper, because we need to stick this the other way. So 1/2 inch is just at the end of my lines, and then I'm just going to chop this in half. So you can do this card any size that you want to do. 5x7 I suppose would look nice. So there's our strips. So now we need a piece of card that is, so what was that one? Okay, so I'm going to cut this one 1/4 inch smaller, 1/2 inch smaller. Quarter of an inch smaller. Let's go for 5 1/4. Cut that 5 1/4 squared. Let's get rid of that now. So now what we need to do is we can put our glue all over. I'm going to do half at a time, and then we just need to lay this on our card, and this white piece we're going to cover it all. We'll just lay our strips. Don't like that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset the strips slightly, or you can do them so that they're together, or you can just offset them slightly. It's up to you. But using all these strips, we just need to cover this backing card. I'm going to do, you see what I've done? One a bit higher, one a bit lower. I'm not measuring anything, I'm just popping them on. I'll pop some more glue on this side. You can glue each one individually and put your glue on your strips, but I can't see the point. You might as well just put it all on your card. Oh, bit of glue poking out there. Just carry on the same way until you get to the end. There we go. Now we're at the end. I've stuck it to my mat. The full piece is covered. We don't need that end bit, but that's good because some of the pieces didn't go to the end anyway. But I'll save that in case I need it for my next card. So now what we need to do is trim this down so that it's nice and square. Because I know my piece underneath was square, I'm just going to line that up with the edge and cut. You can of course use your scissors, but I'm just going to use the guillotine because it's here and it's handy. So lining up everything to make it nice and oh, missed a bit. So there we have our card front. Let's get rid of this rubbish. So now all we need to do is make the card, decide which way we want it. I'm going to put it so the lines are going down. And I'll just glue this onto my card blank. So it's really easy, but I think it's a really effective technique for a card. Oh, that's come up. So let's pop a bit of glue under there, just to stick that down. Glue this onto the front. And this card can be sent for any occasion. Well, this is a side opening one. And just let's let that dry. Actually, it could go as a top fold one. With this Collal all-purpose glue, if you get any that just goes over, if you just give it a rub, it comes off. There we go. No, I'm going to leave it as a side opening. I like them going that way. So now we need a sentiment. So I'm just going to use this bit of scrap. Get my ink. I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I've got a block here, so I'm going to put my sentiment in the middle of the block. Dab my ink on. And just stamp. Giving it a squash down. And there we have our happy birthday. Always put the lid straight back on your ink. Just cut this out. So to cut it out, I'm lining up the top of the word with the plastic line on my guillotine. Then it doesn't matter if I've stamped it straight. I've got a straight line. And I'll pop that against the top, my straight line. And then I know I've got a straight edge. Again, line the ink at the bottom of the word. And there we have our happy birthday cut out. I'm going to pop that on another bit of this scrap paper here. So I'm going to glue this onto this back end, leaving a nice little border. So I'm going to, place it there. And I'm placing it because I want to see some of the dots behind. So I'm leaving quite a big border. And then again, I'm going to line the edge of my white paper up to on the plastic line. So there is the edge on my plastic. I don't know what you call that. I think it's like protection for your fingers. So just do that on all 4 sides, and then I'll have an even border all the way around. I'm also looking to make sure that, so I've put that level with that, and I'm looking to make sure that that line goes along with that score line, just to make sure that I'm keeping everything level. And then I'm going to pop this on some foam pads. Put 1, 2, 3. Probably don't need 3 on, but don't want a saggy middle. Nobody wants a saggy middle. Peel off the backing. And stick this on. Don't want it at the bottom. I'm going to put it in the middle to make sure my card's level. And I'm going to go along 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to pop that round about there. I'm also going to put some little gems on the cards. So I'll pop them on here on the sentiment. I'll just have a little bit of glue, little dabs, just to make sure that the gems stay where they're supposed to be. That's 2. And our last one, 3. I'm also going to stamp in the middle, and I'm just going to put this, let's get rid of that one, this with love in the middle. So just ink up our stamp. And looking for, going to make sure our card's level. I'm looking for the middle. I think I'll pop it about there. With love. Lid straight back on your ink. And there we have our card. So that's three very similar cards using the same technique. And let me know which one you like best. If you like what you've seen today, please give me a thumbs up. Think about subscribing to my channel, and if you ring the bell, you'll get notified every time a new video is released. Thank you for spending your time with me today and watching my video. Give it a go, it's really easy. Thank you for joining me. See you on the next video. Bye!